time is now way too early in the morning. And by that I mean it's like 6:20. On good days, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I get work done before I eat breakfast. Today is not one of those days. This girl alone is the reason to read A-Force, by the way. I feel like I should probably tell you about her, but I'm too tired. I have a headache, and I don't know how to describe her character right now. But she's awesome. Series 9 of Doctor Who may have destroyed my life, but at least the adventures of the Doctor and Clara continue in comic book form. And that's all I can ask for right now. Though I am holding out hope for a Clara Who comic series, because that would be amazing. By the way, I don't think I mentioned, I got these for Christmas. Look at they're all the Doctor's faces. Cool, there we go. In the mornings on my commute, I often listen to bad 80s punk music. And by that, I mean the Dream Boys, with Peter Capaldi as the lead singer. And if you haven't seen the Douglas Adams Doctor Who episode City of Death from 1979, I think that was the year 1979, with the fourth Doctor and Romana, get on that. It's on Netflix. Watch it before it is taken off Netflix, because I don't know if it's going to be on anymore past February 1st. I'm too tired to speak well. But yeah, Douglas Adams, absolutely hilarious and witty and just amazing. Watch it. So for the last several weeks, since sometime in December, I've been on a long-term assignment with the special ed department at an elementary school here in town. And that's been pretty great. And it's great because I really adore the kids. It's not so great because it's every day. I have to get up really early. I don't get off work until 4 p.m. I feel like my day is gone before I even get to do anything. I often come home feeling like I'm covered in saliva because children are saliva machines. But I really do love the kids. And they're just, I don't know, they're just great kids and I love working with them. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this assignment for. The principal wants me to stay on possibly to the end of the year, but there are rules about long-term subs and certification and things like that, so I don't know if, the system will allow me to stay on that long. And it's either way, it's one, I can stay at this job and work with people that I know I like working with and children that I like working with. But two, I also, I don't really crave consistency in my life, so it's difficult. What I was trying to talk about earlier when I sort of very sleepily stumbled upon that Doctor Who 4th Doctor episode City of Death by Douglas Adams. Basically it's Paris 1979, two adorable aliens touring Paris together get caught up in a nefarious plan by evil spaghetti monster. That's what that episode is. But it's kind of interesting because I talked about Paris before as well in my last video, and I actually just finished watching the final season of Foyle's War. And the very, very last episode goes into, it's a post-war look at SOE's actions in sending young women to Paris as spies during World War II, and a lot of them dying. So there's a lot of Paris stuff coming up, which is interesting. And there's a line in City of Death that I don't know by heart, and I'm not even going to try to say by heart, where it's in the very beginning, and the 4th Doctor and Romana are looking out over Paris, and they're comparing it with wine. 4th Doctor says with wine, it has to be a right year, the right vintage. And she's like, what year is this? And he's like, 1979, more of a table wine, really. You have all these really interesting eras of Paris and then less interesting eras, I suppose. But there's just so much history there. And thinking about that reminded me a lot of when I was in Rome for those 2 months. I was living in a city and walking on the streets of this ancient city that had been around for so long, and so many historical, practically mythical people had walked, and in buildings that had been around for amazingly long times. And I was living in an apartment building that was very likely older than the country that I'm living in now. When I say that I miss that, I think what it is just sort of history kind of grounds us. That there are all these points and these people and these things that happened and these things that will happen. I think that when I feel like nothing's happening, I guess maybe I just need to feel more connected to that. I think that's why I like museums so much, maybe, because it connects me with the universe. Whether it's a history museum or a science museum, you know, either way, or even an art museum, you know, you're going to see art, photography. It connects you with other people and it connects you with the universe, and it makes you realize that you're a part of more than just the everyday life that you're living. And I think that's kind of what I really need to get back into, and why I want to travel so much all the time. Because sometimes I think when I get into the day-to-day, when I wake up early every morning and I get off work late in the afternoon and I go to sleep so early, and I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything, and I don't have enough time to work on things, or I do have enough time but I'm too tired or lack motivation or I'm lazy or whatever, and I think it's because I just feel too isolated. Not, you know, socially isolated, because I crave different types of social interaction. A lot of times zero social interaction, or it's weird. I talked about it before. But I think just I feel too much in my mind and not enough in the universe. But I think that's it. Once again, this video is entirely disjointed. There's a metaphor for life in there somewhere, I'm sure. But I will see you next week, Adria. Bye!